You're at a gathering, or maybe just at your workplace. You talk, you smile, you respond to questions. To anyone watching, you are fully engaged. Yet, underneath the small talk, you feel completely isolated. We usually define loneliness as physical isolation, sitting by yourself in an empty room. But that definition fails to account for the specific ache that persists even when the room is full. This is crowded loneliness. It is the internal friction that occurs when physical proximity fails to translate into emotional visibility. This experience stems from the nature of the interactions themselves. Even with a wide circle of friends, we can remain isolated if the conversation never moves past the surface. There is a vast psychological gap between being observed by the people around you and being genuinely seen by them. The sensation of being alone in a packed room functions as a diagnostic signal. It confirms that your physical presence has decoupled from your emotional experience. Think about the conversations you navigate every day. Your acquaintances know your job title, your weekend plans, and your daily routines. They know the data points of your life, but almost nothing about your internal state. Exchanging schedules and small talk keeps the friction low. However, it also sidesteps the exchange of actual vulnerability required to form a genuine bond. We manage this daily routine by wearing a social mask. It is a curated persona we project to keep things moving smoothly without exposing who we actually are. The mask allows you to function in society, but it creates a barrier. By keeping your shield up constantly, you prevent others from connecting with your true self. Operating this way requires a massive amount of cognitive and emotional energy. You are constantly performing. This reliance on the mask creates an unsustainable imbalance. You spend all of your emotional reserves performing for the crowd and receive no emotional nourishment in return. Our modern digital environment takes this surface-level living and scales it up, prioritizing the pure volume of our interactions while ignoring the depth. This chart shows how our communication habits have shifted. Likes, quick comments, and constant texts trick your brain's social reward system into feeling a brief hit of connection. But look at the declining line representing deep, uninterrupted conversation. We are swimming in communication, but our emotional reserves remain empty. Your brain cannot sustain itself on these social empty calories. Relying on them leads to a state of chronic relational malnutrition. This emotional fatigue eventually shows up physically. You feel distant. You carry a heavy, consistent exhaustion. You feel misunderstood by the exact same people you message every single day. This explains why standard advice to just get out more or go to more parties fails to fix the problem. Adding more shallow interactions to a burned-out system only accelerates the exhaustion. We built an illusion of presence. We are hyper-connected through devices, yet isolated in our experience, turning social interaction into a draining chore. To solve this paradox, we must look closely at what we are actually searching for. There is a profound difference between attention and connection. Look at the distinction here. Attention is the act of being perceived or observed by others. You can achieve that by posting a photo or just standing in a crowded room. Connection occurs when your internal reality is comprehended and accepted by another human being. Loneliness operates as a functional biological alarm system. This alarm triggers when the brain detects a lack of genuine resonance with others. It demands a vulnerable, authentic exchange to replace the shallow noise of the mask. The craving to be understood is one of the deepest, most necessary human needs. Recognizing that this connection is the missing piece is the first real step to finding it. Subscribe for more explorations of your emotions.